Shikhar, do you have any questions as a PGP1? Any pressing questions that you feel need to be answered?
Thank you, Siddhika. Thank you, Ayushi, and thanks a lot, Sumedha, for answering these questions. I had a couple of questions in mind. First of which being around the buddy process. So a lot of my friends are also very confused about what we do with the buddy process. How do we go about it? So, in your opinion, what would be the best strategy to make the best out of the buddy process? Like, what should be the ideal frequency of meetings? Should we set an agenda before the meeting, etc.?
So whether
Yeah, so I mean, for me, I didn't really set for so the two major consult shortlists that I was targeting. If I did go into consulting, both those were non-evaluative buddy rounds. They made it clear. But I mean, don't take it for granted. You still want to put your best foot forward because at the end of the day, it's just forming an impression. But before the call, it's not like we called and set an agenda. I mean, we were in touch. We used to WhatsApp regularly, and in fact, my buddy was very sweet. Both of them used to sort of check in on me and ask, how's it going, how's it progressing, and I also gave them updates, like how many cases I've done and where I'm standing. I'm comfortable with these type of cases, and I'm practicing these type of cases. And I think I did about two cases each with both of my buddies. And in fact, they gave me feedback on, okay, this was your first case, and you did well, and these the improvements that we see in your second case from your first. So we see that you practice blah blah blah. And we gave you these points as feedback in case one, and we can see that improvement happen. So I mean, in terms of informally staying in touch with them to remind them of your existence, I think some or the other you can easily find an excuse and keep in touch with them on WhatsApp or call. Uh, in terms of cases, I did only like two cases with each of them. It's not a standard rule that you have to do two or have to do one. There are people who've even done zero and still got shortlist and converted it. So it really varies. I don't think there's a set formula on you interact this much and this is your sort of conversion or anything of this.
yeah,
Got
I
it.
agree with Sumedha. It's people do not do a case with their buddies at all. Also, I did, I think, one case each with all of my buddies. So, there are firms who allot two buddies to you, like a junior buddy and a senior buddy. So I just chose this. I like operated in a way that I did one case with each of my buddies. And I had conversations with buddies, and obviously the first round of conversations around, what do you want to do, what kind of firms are you targeting, and they do ask you around, okay, are you looking at fin firms or not. So you just need to tread that a bit carefully as well. Even even if they're non-evaluative, I think as Sumedha said, you're still creating an impression. You still want to show how you're interested in it. And I think you need to be a bit more tactical and diplomatic in the way you express your interest across any of the firms, any of the fields to your buddies. They are buddies, but they're also company representatives.
Got it. This is super clear. I had just one last question around, since we are just at the very beginning step of the entire prep process, how did you like handle the stress of academics, the daily PPTs, along with prep of two very time consuming domains, especially towards the last 2 to 3 weeks of the prep? How did you handle the stress, or how did you go about it?
And so I feel Aisha and I are going to starkly different answers. I didn't care about ACADS. I was like, there are six terms, there's only one SIP. So I'm going to do this properly. So I wouldn't say I let grades take a back seat. I mean, it's not like flunked out, obviously not. But I was like, okay, I'll do bare minimum, reasonable prep, and I'll try to get by. Wherever I have an advantage, like FM, those sort of subjects, I knew I could manage. So I'll spend a little more time on maybe QM where I need a little more practice for regression, but I didn't spend too much time on ACADS around maybe September, October. So just pick your priorities. Because even during prep, you'll have bad days, and that might eat into your mind space that you not feel like studying because I mean, maybe you do one case, you bomb, so you want to do another case just to feel better, and you bomb again. That has happened to me, and that sort of maybe messes up your schedule in terms of, I don't feel like sitting and studying after having a rough day. So you need time to cool off also mentally because honestly, it's a lot. So if you pick your priorities and you're okay to let academics take a backseat for a couple of weeks, I don't think it's an issue. At least mentally, you'll feel a little lighter that, I've taken this conscious decision. I want peace. I will live with this.
So I think for me, I think what like I couldn't continue it, okay, but like anything, it was an initial thing. But what helped was like I think if you and this sounds very cliche, but I think in terms of academics, if you just take that extra effort to pay attention in class, a lot of the effort that you need to put in after the class to prepare for those surprise quizzes goes down exponentially. So, I know that people have a lot of things. So sometimes people, try doing other things during the class which they couldn't do. But I felt like if I paid attention in the class, I wouldn't have to spend more time understanding the thing. So actually that helped me in like, I spend less time outside of class. I was spending less time on acats. But the things that I was doing were more efficient because that time I wasn't distracted by class things that are happening and I was more efficient that way. And I think there's like I think I've read something around the fact that your life is like if you can't achieve all three things at the same time. So if you have to do like work, sleep, and maybe like you have to do a cards or something, you need to pick two of them and you need to give them priority and maybe let a few things take a back seat. So for me, maybe I took maybe for the when the prep time when it was very intense, maybe I going out a lot or maybe like spending a lot of time outside with people, that kind of thing maybe took a backseat for me, which I was okay with. Some people get their mental health break by meeting their friends and everything, and that's completely okay. So what you need to do is you basically need to carve out time for your mental health because that's the most important thing. Because it's going to get very stressful. People are going to talk about what's happening, what's not happening. There are going to be rumors flying around. You're going to hear new things every single day. So, and yeah, I think what helped me most was I was sort of detached from the college gossip chain. So I didn't actually hear things until unless they were confirmed. So those initial phases of rumor of whether it's true or not didn't reach me. It reached me when it was like confirmed by multiple sources. I'm at the bottom of the grapevine. I'm hearing that thing. So that kind of like helped me. I was not like bombarded with too much information. I did what I wanted to do. I did those things in peace. I knew I had friends that I could rely on, and I had like people who I trusted, and I worked with that. I just did not like oh, I want to know everything, so I'll talk to everybody, and like everybody's going to tell me everything, and I'm going to be like the master of everything. I didn't try to do that, and I don't think probably that works.
Understood. I think that's super helpful. Thank you so much for that. Over to you, Siddhika.
I think all of these conversations were amazing, and thank you so much for taking out the time to do this. I'm sure
Thanks for having us.
super
Thank
useful
you.
for a lot of PGP ones out there.